Welcome to the Really Dad Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Ryan. Good morning, brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Kids are sick still. The kids have been sick for the
Dude,
entire month, dude. It's crazy. And
that's
honestly,
nuts.
um, I've just given up on me ever being productive ever. This is my life now. I'm just a dad to sick kids.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. Just give it up. You might as well open your house as like a mini hospital.
Honestly,
And when my
honestly.
when my kids get sick, I'll send them over there and I'll pay you. I don't have much, but I'll pay you. Maybe we can run it through my insurance, and that'll be your whole new next job is taking care of six kids.
It's
Six
a great
six
idea.
kids or six kids? That doesn't
Great
matter.
idea. Six sick kids.
Six kids. Oh man. So I'm afraid to ask you how the weekend went because it sounds like you were sick for everybody. Are you so were you sick or was just everybody else sick?
I am still sick. I got like something in here. I'm like holding back coughing right now. Honestly, I
Oh.
could do a good cough, but I won't. Oh,
Well,
I'm holding it back.
that's what we have editing for. That's what we have editing for.
Okay,
Cut it
we're
out.
gonna we back. Okay.
I actually might leave that in. Oh man.
um.
Oh,
So yeah, sick kids and uh man, I think it might be RSV or something. I'm not sure.
RSV. Yeah,
I
I,
don't really
I
know what all that stuff is, but
I know RSV is like an upper respiratory thing,
mhm.
but from the symptoms that I read, I can't really tell, at least because I'm not a doctor, I can't tell the difference between like that and then like an upper respiratory infection or like I know it's more geared towards kids, right? I think.
It yes, it attacks
Okay.
kids get it worse than. I love your Hey Arnold cup, dude. I love Hey Arnold.
Yeah, dude. And on the inside of the rim, it's hard to show, but it says, "Hey, football head."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's it's actually my wife's cup, but I stole it this morning. It's a sign, it's a show of dominance.
Ah, I like it. Yeah, you know what we should start doing? We should start just every day doing the podcast with a different cup, just like a
Yeah.
ridiculous cup.
Yeah.
Find your most
Just start
ridiculous
finding the
cups.
craziest stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
every
like
day
it.
it's like, what is on that cup?
Yeah, it's just some wild stuff. Oh. But yeah, so we we've been dodging the bug this year, knock on wood. Last February we had the same thing though, where it was like we got sick one week, we had a week off, and then we got sick again, and it was like felt like it was the whole month we were just sick. I I don't know. It's
So
just your turn.
yeah, I know, right? My turn. The whole month, dude, it's just crazy. And
Yeah.
the babies can get immune system through breast milk. And
Yeah.
uh, I'm like, Jen, you need to go down to the daycare and just lick all the doorknobs, get it all, build
Get it
immune
all
system.
inside.
Yeah, exactly, and upload
Yeah.
this into our baby.
Wouldn't she have to rub her boob on the doorknob though?
I don't think
Because
so
if it's going
because
to the baby.
it's she makes them her immune system is the baby's
Oh,
immune
okay.
system,
I see what you're saying. I see
and it
what you're
passes on. Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk about your wife's boob. I was just
yeah,
kind of
man.
like, well, if it's going to the baby, wouldn't she have to put her nipple on the doorknob and then go to the baby? But I guess you're right. If
We could
she,
cut out the middleman at that point if that was how it works. She could just the baby could lick the doorknobs,
yeah.
which is already happening.
But hey, man, that happens. That happens, dude. So we actually had like a semi-quiet weekend where we didn't do a lot of stuff, which was kind of nice. So
Nice.
not a lot of running around, just more so hanging out at the house. I spent the weekend trying to figure out how to do like light plumbing, and that failed. Uh, I have an update on that a little later.
Okay.
I think you'll really like. But other than that, man, we just kind of hung out, and I mean, this coming weekend is a doozy. We got my mom coming on Friday, and then Saturday's kind of a toss up, and then Sunday we have my daughter's baptism, and then that's a whole day basically. So.
Man, I almost want to get my kid baptized just so it's like I could give her a bath because she hates taking baths. I'll go to a different church every week and get her baptized just so
Get it
she'll
back.
bathe.
Dude, well, and it's cool because in the Catholic Church they do the water, three times, and then they put this stuff they call christening oil, and they
Uh,
put it on their head. It smells so good. We leave it
a-
on for like a day or two because we're
After they
always like,
do it, I'm gonna put some conditioner in there. I'm like, oh, this is to keep the bad away, the demons away.
you're like, sir, when's the last time she's been bathed? You're like, huh? Last week at the Baptist church down the road.
Yep. um.
So do you want to take your victory lap? I'm gonna leave it open to you.
Yep. So I did win the bet, and you have to do your 4 laps. Which actually I've been thinking about. You can't drink in a public place, so we're gonna have to go somewhere that's just a mile. You know what I mean? We'll have to figure out what a mile is. Every quarter mile, I'll drive next to you or something. I don't know
Yeah.
because a
So
track.
so the loop by my house is a full mile.
Oh, really? Is it perfect? It's perfect
Yeah,
for us.
it's perfect. Yeah. So what we can do is you can get on like a Razor scooter and scooter next to me, and every quarter mile you can pour me a shot and we'll rip it.
That would be hilarious. I
Yeah.
think. Well, yeah, because I'm not drinking. I can, because you can actually get a not a DUI. I think it's a DWI
On a bike.
on a bike, dude, or a lawnmower or
I had a
a
relative who
scooter.
had got a DWI on a bike.
Really? Oh,
He,
dude.
he was coming home from a New Year's Eve party. And so it was kind of one of those insult to injury things. So he's coming home from a New Year's Eve party, and he's pretty blitzed, and he hits this like thing in the pavement, and he goes over his handlebars face first.
Oh,
I mean, tears his face all up. Somebody calls the cops because there's this bloody man on the sidewalk, and the cops show up, and they're just like, oh, they're like, sorry, bro, we got to take you in, man. You got to. And so they processed the whole thing. They felt bad. They're like, we don't want to do this. We have to do this because we will get in trouble if we don't.
yeah,
So he was all screwed up, face all bloody, and the crappy thing is he was a he's a at one point was a pretty prominent dentist in the Tampa Bay area, and so he had to like cancel his appointments for the whole week because his face was all messed up, and he got a DWI on a bike. It was just like, oh,
wow. All right, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Am I here?
yep, you're here, you're
Okay,
here. That's okay. Those are easy to cut out.
okay. I try to
Uh,
mute it. I don't know if it mutes on here or not for you.
it does, but you don't want your face on the internet like that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Exactly.
um. So yeah. So you won. I'm gonna have to do my shirtless. It's gonna be a. It's we gotta find a day where it's like 35. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be cold. Well,
Just run
we'll get it
faster,
done.
bro. You'll warm up.
Run fast. Yeah, run faster. Take more shots. So yeah, it's 4 shots. So for every quarter mile, I gotta take a shot. Gotta do the whole mile. Gotta do it shirtless.
Hmm.
We'll just go to the loop by my house. It'll
Perfect.
be
I hope
yeah.
you puke.
Well, and the other thing is who is the fire station's right there, so that'll be fun to watch too. It's like
That's awesome.
so
There, watch
yeah. So we'll,
outside.
we'll get that done. So we'll do that
Our first
bet before
TikTok
we make
video.
another bet. Our first TikTok video, me just yakking on the side of the fire building.
Hmm.
Yeah, no no problems there.
I've got a series of challenges we could do.
Yeah.
How confident are you in a eating contest for volume?
I mean, against you.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like you would beat me, but I've had my moments. So I guess not. I'd say 50% confident.
50%. Okay, because we could do eating contest.
We could.
I've never done an eating contest for volume. I've always done it for speed, and I've won every
Okay.
speed competition I've ever done. I've
So
done it 3, 4 times.
see, I can put a lot away, but I can't eat quick enough. But
I'll destroy
uh,
you in that, but we could do volume.
yeah, well, so check this out. In college, at the end of our college like running days, everything was kind of dwindling down, and we still had like 2 weeks where we had to be on campus, and so we were done with running, and so we were like, well, let's party. Like we don't have any sort of athletics anymore, so let's figure out stuff to do. So we started doing series of food challenges in college. And my one buddy, he did the hottest wings in Northwest Indiana, and that was a disaster. I felt terrible for him. I wish he wouldn't have done that. But the other thing is we did the ice cream challenge in, I believe it's Couts, Indiana, and it was three pounds of ice cream. So they put the bowl on the scale, they weigh the bowl, they zero the bowl, and then they put 3 pounds of ice cream in, and you have to do it within 30 minutes. My one
Easy.
buddy did it in 12. My
12.
other buddy did it in 16, and I did it in 18. So I wasn't, and then we had one girl who finished in 22 minutes, and then we had a guy who didn't finish, and then we had to excommunicate him from the group because I mean, how could you
You
not
you
finish?
guys all did it? Wow.
Yeah, it was 5 of us. And
What did
so
what did you get for winning for doing it?
we got a T-shirt that I never received because I did. So no, there was one person. They've had this thing going for like 5 years. There's only one person who ever completed it, and then all five of us showed up, and 4 out of 5 people completed
Oh,
it that day.
really?
So they, yeah, they didn't have any shirts to give us. They had one shirt. So my buddy who won the fastest time. So he, as far as I know, still has the fastest time. We gave him the shirt, but it was too small. So he like wore it at a party, and he was like super tight. He's like half drunk. He's like, I did it.
Amazing.
Um, but yeah, so I was like, this is crazy. Like there was one person on the wall, and now there's 4 people on the wall right when we leave. So it was kind of cool. They paint your name on the wall and everything.
That is
It's sick.
cool.
Yeah. So somewhere in Couts, Indiana, my name is on a wall
I'll need to find it
for
and go up there and beat you.
you have to beat 12 minutes. As far as I know, that's still a record.
I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna start eating my ice cream really fast.
Dude, so maybe that's your career transition. You come out of fighting and you go into food competitions.
Yeah, maybe. They had
Yeah.
these eating contests at my work every year, and I
Hmm.
think this was the first year we did it. It was always around Halloween time where they had these
Okay.
pumpkin pies, and there was
Ooh.
probably I don't know maybe 10 people lined up down the table.
Okay.
And we had to eat the pumpkin pie with no hands, and like the rest of the company. It was like a smaller company, it was like 300 people,
Yeah.
but they're all in the crowd just like watching as we compete to eat this
Yeah.
pumpkin pie the fastest.
Cheering you on.
Yeah, dude. And I went. I'm very competitive, so I'm
Yeah.
like, we're all faces in this pumpkin pie, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Let's go, cheer it," and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
finish it, but at some point while I was eating my pumpkin pie, I bit my
Uh-huh.
lip pretty bad, and I popped my head up, dude. After I finished the pumpkin pie, and blood is just down my face, and everyone's like, "Oh."
That's fantastic.
It's
It's a total rude mooner or
complete,
mood ruiner,
completely, dude. I'm like some sort of like
dude.
vampire. Ah!
So just a real quick mood ruiner story. I was listening to the radio. This is back in the day. Have you ever heard of the Shibuya chant?
No, never
Okay,
heard of it.
it's the stupid corporate thing that some people do. I've never had to do it, but I've heard people had to do it where it's like they get you in like a circle and they're like Shibuya, Shibuya roll call, and each person has to go like, my name is Ryan. I used to run track, and like you have to like sing this little mantra about yourself. Well, this guy called in and he's like, I have the best Shibuya story ever. And they're like, okay. He's like, my whole career from the time that I left high school till like the time he was 30, he goes, I spent in the army, and he goes, and I was in Iraq, like in Iraq. And I was like, oh, this I see where this is going. He goes, so then my first job out of the army is at this corporate place. And like the second day I'm there, they do this Shibuya. And he's thinking to himself, he's like, okay, talk about military. Don't say you kill people. Don't say you kill people. Don't say you kill people. It gets to him. He goes, my name is Alex, and I've killed people. And like he goes, it shut the whole thing down.
And I killed people. Shibuya.
Shibuya, roll call.
There's
Oh
got to be a
man.
funny TikTok with that. Like people say some funny stuff.
Oh, I'm sure
Shibuya.
there is. I'm sure there is. Dude, so that same friend, by the way, you would be a perfect candidate to go against my friend from college because that same friend who did the ice cream challenge in 12 minutes, he also in Lisle, Illinois, is I think he three-peated as the pie eating champion at the county or at the state fair or the
Really?
at the local fair. Yeah.
Face me,
So
bro. Face me.
face, dude,
Call him after this.
I'll text him and be like, I have an eating challenge for you.
Call him. This is
Bring him
more
on.
serious than a text message.
Call him. You tell him he has a challenge in Michigan waiting for him,
Yeah,
bro.
don't even say who it
And
is.
he
Like, I have a challenge for you. He's like, who is
who the fuck is he? Probably doesn't have my number anymore. Um,
this?
so what's funny is he's 6'5", so he's around your height, but he's slim. He's only like 210.
Okay. I
So
challenge him to a chicken nugget eating contest.
how many chicken nuggets do you think you could put away?
40.
Okay, okay, that's a lot of chicken nuggets.
You put your coffee down like, okay, this is serious. This is serious. 40
I
chicken nuggets is serious.
I feel like I could volume eat 40. I couldn't speed eat 40.
Well, I would need a little bit of some performance enhancing sweet and sour Get it down.
Sweet and sour.
Yeah.
You need a little, a little Dunkin' sauce. Dude, hey, you want to talk about nuggets? Arby's. Have you had Arby's nuggets?
No. Have you ever had
Bro,
nuggets?
they are the best fast food nuggets, in my personal opinion, in my humble opinion.
Really?
And their barbecue sauce is fantastic. So good.
Well, I'm sorry. I would
So
never
good.
have guessed Arby's is
Oh,
the champion of chicken nuggets.
oh, they're nice, dude. Well, and what's great is because if you're trying to eat a higher protein diet, it's not like just the processed chicken. It's actually like nuggets of actual chicken.
Oh, really?
And so your carbs are high because it's fried, but your protein is super high too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Um yeah, if I eat fast food, that's kind of my thing. Like if I eat junk food,
yeah,
um I'll make sure it's high protein at least. If I'm going to eat
yeah,
bad, it's going to be high protein. Um
yeah, for sure.
I have a hard time just like I honestly have a hard time like eating things like ice cream and chocolate and stuff like that because I'm not really getting anything from it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Oh,
But
I love sweets. I
actually, I
love them.
read on a thing. Yeah, I read on a thing that Culver's has the healthiest burger of any fast food restaurant you
Really?
can go to. Yeah,
The butter burger?
apparently.
Man.
I don't know if
Well,
it's like the
and
quality of their stuff that they make it with, but apparently, I don't know. It's just a post that I read.
interesting. Well, Andrea was telling me she read that Buffalo Wild Wings has their wings are the healthiest because they're actually fried in tallow.
Oh,
They're
really?
not fried in like peanut oil or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Peanut
I'll tell you
oil.
what, but
That's the secret of Five Guys and their fries. I don't know if
dude,
it's a
peanut
secret.
oil. Dude, we what did we do? We did Nashville hot sandwiches at our house one time. We used peanut oil. Good.
It was good.
It's good. Yeah. Dude, we also, my buddies and I, we do a couple fishing trips, or we used to. We're trying to plan them out again, where we go up north and we charter a boat because it's only like if we can get six guys, it's only like $150
Uh huh.
for the afternoon, and we almost always limit out. And so then we everybody takes a fillet or two, and they bring it to the next poker night, and we dice them up, and we make fish nuggets out of it, and we fry it right there.
Hmm.
Man, it's fun, dude. It's fun,
I love fish, dude. I love frying fish. I love fishing. I love the whole thing,
dude.
bro.
It's the whole thing about it's awesome.
I have probably like 3 grand in ice fishing stuff that I've used one time.
Dude, we gotta get out. Well, the season's getting pretty close here
I mean,
as
we're gonna
far
go
as
out
being.
now. We can go out now, but I just gotta find a place to go that'd be a good fishing spot.
We just walk out on someone's dock and throw it at the end of it.
Here we go.
We just move far enough out in the lake where it's a public space.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah. As
exactly.
long as we make one trip, we'll just run by their house. Make one trip onto the ice.
So I'm doing these real estate. I told you about the real estate thing. I'm
Yeah.
doing the learning
Take it back.
about it,
Yep.
and something I learned yesterday that I never even realized is if you own property, you own the property down to the center of the earth. It goes
That's
like
sick.
this to the center of the earth, and
That's fantastic.
you own up to infinity. The word is infinity, which is crazy to me. You can't sell me infinity. This earth is spinning,
So we have
allegedly.
airspace above our house. So we own the airspace above our house.
Yep, you do. And you can sell your airspace. You can allow people to use it, or you can. Oh wait, can you sell your airspace? I think you can sell your airspace. Um,
Interesting.
but
Interesting.
government has like the rights to fly over it. Something to do with flying. I'm still learning
That's
about it.
crap.
Okay,
That's crap.
I'll come back with more information about the flying thing.
Yeah, you know what? Any of those drones come into my airspace. Now that I know that,
But you
I
can.
feel
Sorry, go
within
ahead.
my legal rights to shoot them down, right?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm gonna find out for you.
I like hitting you with a little challenging question. Can I shoot down the stuff in my airspace?
I would. Yeah, I want to know too. I'd like to fly
Yeah.
a cheap drone over your house with a camera, just
Boom.
make you think I'm watching you. Come out there, just wiener out.
Yeah. That's because that's how I live my life. No pants.
You live in the country, bro. That's how I expect people who live in the country to live. Just with
Dude,
their wieners out all the time.
dude, my nephews come over and they play when they play outside. They're like, "We gotta pee." I'm like, "Well, you have like 2.5 acres, man. You can pee anywhere you want. They're like, we should pee inside. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. You're boys. Pick a tree. And I kind of
Yep.
give them a little shove out there. I'm like, go, just pee. And then after a while, like one or two pees outside, they're like, all right, this is great. See, told you.
Dude, there's nothing greater than peeing outside to feel
Oh, I
nature's
know.
breeze touch your wiener.
Yep. Just like,
You're just like, yep, it's true.
yep,
It is
true.
great though.
I love it. I sometimes pee
All
outside in the
guys listen
winter.
to this know immediately. Like, yes, that is a greatest feeling, the most freeing feeling.
There is 10 men shaking their head right now.
It's true. He's not wrong.
Yep.
And
Oh,
you know what
man.
the nice thing
Hey,
about peeing outside? You don't get
yeah,
splashback. You pee
yeah,
in a
none.
toilet, you're always getting pee on your legs. Pee outside, no
Dude,
splashback.
and you know what? Can we get like a universal toilet bowl shape and urinal shape? Because like some of them have more splashback than others. Some of you have to stand further back or get your legs wider. It's like, can we just find a shape where we're not constantly getting pissed on? I know we've had this conversation about pee on our legs.
Yep.
It's frustrating to me.
If you're
It's
new here,
frustrating to
it's a fact. Every guy has pee on their legs because you pee in the toilet, you're always getting splashback. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short.
me.
It's
There's always pee.
there's always pee.
Bit of pee pee. Oh man, dude. I think about that now from time to time when I go to the urinal, and I'm
Mhm.
always trying to like position myself to like dodge the splashback, but I
It's
always get got.
I always try to find the right spot. I know there's a code to crack. I know there's this perfect spot to
There's
pee.
hinge points. There's got to be.
It's got to be where you don't receive any splashback. But in my in my
Dude,
research of 35 years, well, I guess I wasn't peeing toilet until I was like 5. So I don't know, maybe like 31 years. I have not found it.
in my research of 10 years, no,
Like
not potty trade.
we,
Um,
if we put a man on the moon, we should at least figure out how to pee in a toilet where it doesn't splash back. That's my thing.
you would think, well, hey, so I might have a silver lining to all this. So the company I currently work for is going to start selling toilets.
Really?
Yeah. So
You're
I'm
gonna
going to
be a
talk to,
toilet salesman as well as HVAC?
dude, I'm going to sell everything, baby. I'm gonna load up the whole
I'm
house.
selling everything. Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna sell you
uh,
this pen. I'm gonna sell you my
it's
shirt. Here you go, bro.
take it. Um,
$7.
so I'm let me see that shirt though. You
Oh,
give me a little, yeah,
this
give
was
me a little Chester.
this was given to me.
That's sweet, dude. I love that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I was in Hawaii and I didn't have a dress shirt. Um,
So they gave you that.
well, this it was it? It's
I mean, it's a
man.
sick shirt.
Yeah, here you go, bro.
I just,
Wear this anywhere. It's cool enough.
yeah, just put a jacket over
Yeah.
it.
So,
Oh,
Aloha Crisp is what it is, and it's just you gotta
okay.
wear. They live in Hawaii, and then you just gotta wear like some sort of
Oh,
fancy,
you need to sit down, please.
like
Sorry.
super kind of shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some khaki shorts or whatever. But
Okay.
he was getting promoted in the military, and then
Okay.
everybody wears this, and we're on this big battleship, and he gets promoted. He's a doctor
Yep.
for the Navy. Um,
Sick.
and then yeah, pretty cool. And I just wanted to borrow a shirt from him, but he had lost a ton of weight doing jujitsu. Actually, he started jujitsu, lost tons
Good
of
for
weight.
him.
Yeah,
Good for him.
and he gave me all his fat clothes.
Hey, dude, free clothes though.
Yeah, I'm like hell yeah, I didn't lose weight. Let's go.
I'm staying firm here, baby.
Yeah,
Hand him over.
we stay steady at an XL.
That's right. Oh, that's it's a cool shirt. I shoot, I did have a question for you. It was about Hawaii. I don't know. It'll come back. Either way. Speaking of speaking of fighting, because we're not speaking of fighting, but speaking of fighting, I do have a question for you. Did you happen to look at the card this week?
Coming up? No.
Yeah. Dude, the top of the card's stacked. It's Duplessis versus Strickland and
Okay,
Tatiana Suarez versus Weili Zhang.
that is crazy. Uh,
Yeah.
DDP is that what they say?
Yeah, DDP.
He's got the same manager as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's responsible for my manager being less responsive to me because now my manager makes the big money. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And he don't
Yep.
care about me and us little people that only bring him in like a couple $1,000s. You know what I mean? He's like, oh mate,
He's I got a cash cow
because
now.
he's 10%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If DDP makes 2 million, he makes 200 grand
Yeah,
off the
that's
fight.
pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
That's pretty sweet,
But yeah,
dude. And you know what? And it bothers me. And I shouldn't say it bothers me because then it makes me sound jealous. I'm not jealous, but it bothers me that he is so handsome. You know what I mean?
oh,
Like, because
I was thinking of my manager. I'm like, I don't really think
yeah, your
so.
manager's hot, bro. No, no. When we watched DDP versus Israel Adesanya, I
He's
watched
a
it with all
good
my
guy.
brother and sister-in-laws, and all the women were like, "Who's that guy?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Dricus Duplessis," and they're like, "Where's he from?" And this is the funniest part. They're like, "Where's he from?" I'm like, "South Africa." And my one sister-in-law goes, "There's white people in Africa," and I was like, "Yes, yes, there is."
That's amazing.
But yeah, but they were like, "He's so handsome." I'm like, "All right, let's get past this so we can watch the fight." Like I
Yeah.
don't need this river of drool happening while we're trying to watch the fight here. Um, but what do you the bottom of the card? The they're just okay. I mean, they're fine fights. I'm not gonna talk crap about anybody, but it's just a lot of people that I haven't heard of or have only seen once. So what's your take on the DDP versus Strickland fight? Because I
I
think
think,
DDP's got him. Strickland's a fantastic fighter, but
yeah, I think, honestly, I think Strickland has the best opportunity to beat him. And I think why DDP wins a
mhm,
lot is he sets a pace, and he sets a pace that's really high, and he
yeah,
looks exhausted by the first round. And it doesn't matter
yeah,
though; he'll keep doing that same pace, just exhausted. And I
yeah,
think I think that people see him look tired and they turn it
yeah,
up to
yep,
like, and then they realize that that's just neutral for. He just looks tired all the time, and then
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
blow their gas tank, and he's still, you know what I mean, steady going
He's just still
at a
steady
certain
Eddie right
pace.
across it. Yeah,
And I think he wins a lot of fights that way, honestly, because I don't think he
yeah,
is a great striker. I don't think he's a great
yeah.
fighter. You know what I mean? I think that he
I've
has.
heard that same take a lot.
Oh, really? No, I think he has
Yeah,
um he has a strength that he leans hard into and he beats people with.
yeah,
But I think Strickland
yeah.
has such good composure, and
His
it
boxing is nice too.
it's because he just he spars so much. So and he
Yeah,
spars hard, which which I agree with. You need to spar hard once in a while, and you need to
yeah,
spar. But I think he does a little too much sparring, a little bit too much hard sparring. But I
yeah,
guess doesn't really doesn't. I just think that his composure is going to be also really good. And I know he's
yeah.
been knocked out by him already, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they fought
I can't remember
already.
now. Yeah, they've definitely fought already, and my visitor in the background looks like a ghost.
A ghost. Ooh.
Yeah. But I do know DDP did beat him. I just can't remember. I feel like he knocked him out. Man, the problem is we've watched so many darn fights that I can't remember all of them in sequence. Girl, you got to go sit down. You look like a ghost. We'll be done in just a little bit. Um, but dude, speaking of other UFC news, did you see Bryce Mitchell?
Yeah. Yep. What do you think about that?
Dude, he's stupid, man. It's like it bothers me because I am a Christian and I am a conservative. Well, I don't hold those same views. It's like, no, man, like Hitler's bad. Hitler
Uh
was very bad. He killed a lot of people. All right. Hold on 1 second.
okay.
You've got to sit down, sweetie. You can't be the background entertainment for everybody, okay? Why don't you grab a little bit of coloring? Want color? Here, grab a pen. Dad doesn't need this anymore. All right. Um, but yeah, dude, it's disappointing because I like to watch Mitchell fight. And some of the stuff he says, as far as follow God, that like I like that stuff. But then he turns around with this stuff, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not. This is not going
Yeah.
to gain people any
Yeah,
fans.
I
And
know. The hard part is, and I messaged him after all that stuff because I feel bad for him in a way. Like I know, he's probably just watching a lot of videos. I kind of have the
yeah,
same view as Sean Strickland, kinda, where I think he's
yeah,
just a victim of like somebody who watches stuff on the internet
Yeah.
and holds it, uh, like thinks it's true, right? Like
Yeah.
everything is
Yep.
true. It's on the internet. Somebody says it confidently, and you believe it. And I think
Yep.
that probably he probably went down a rabbit hole of videos of somebody talking about,
Yeah.
and I think he probably read a book. I think he talked about reading a book, where
Yeah.
because he wasn't a he wasn't a good guy, but Hitler was actually very intelligent. Like he was a
Oh, he's a
smart
very
guy,
smart guy.
and
Hitler bad. Let's just say it. Hitler
yeah,
bad first before we go anywhere. Hitler bad.
but
But
the fact that he was able to even make all that happen, you know what I mean, was
oh,
very
dude, he's very
was
intelligent.
crazy.
Well, and the other thing too is there is a small, tiny bit of truth into what he was saying as far as how his view of we need to start putting German society first and start building our own, basically start building Germany back up, and we need to put ourselves first. There is truth to that. The problem is the execution of that led to the execution of a lot of people. So
Yeah,
it's what it's he's a brilliant guy who was completely nuts. Well, the other thing too is he got rejected. So apparently he got rejected from art school, like in Germany. So I always think to myself, what if he had been accepted at that art school? Like
would
maybe that would have never happened.
would have been some crazy art.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. But yeah, the Bryce Mitchell thing is just like, man, come on, like you got to. He gathers a very big following because he is the way that he is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people they mess with him because they like he comes off very genuine of who he is. You know what I mean? And I think
Mhm.
people like the genuineness of who he is. And then you go and and every now and then people say wild stuff. Everybody says wild stuff from time to time, whether it be to get headlines or just because sometimes they say it. But then you come out with that, and it's like, bro,
I know it. I know
you
it.
you you lose another fight or two, and Dana's gonna axe you, man. Like he doesn't have any sort of tolerance for that. I mean, did you hear Dana's comments on it?
Yeah. No, I think I think it's interesting because he's like, if you don't like it, go watch him
Yep,
fight and get his teeth kicked in. Then you know what I mean.
yep, yep.
So and I think it
Yeah,
really is tough for it's tough timing too, because like
yeah,
so many people were referring to the new, you know what I mean, like Trump and Elon, especially
yeah.
him doing like that thing
Oh,
that I know ridiculous, but
oh,
people are already associating them guys with being like Nazis or whatever,
yeah, I
like
know.
certain people, and then for him to do that, like somebody who because he was at the inauguration, Bryce Mitchell, he went
Oh,
to it.
was he? I didn't know that.
He was invited to it. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
So a person that was there who is now being like, yeah, Hitler good. Like
Yeah,
people
it's just
associate, and I think it was a weird timing, and Dana's like probably like, oh my god, like
I
this
know.
is terrible. You know what I mean? Because
Well, and if you talk to the I mean, gosh, if you sat down and had a beer with Trump just himself, he'd be like, "I'm not a fucking Nazi. What are you talking about?" You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it would be a total disassociation from that. Oh, dude, and the other thing about the Elon Musk clip that I didn't realize is a lot of people when they were reporting on it cut the sound out of what he was saying.
oh really?
So he was saying, "I love you, thank you, my heart," and you're like, "Oh man, like
Oh,
that's
that
kind
is
of
not a
crucial to the whole thing."
yeah. It does look way worse if you're just like,
Yeah, exactly.
all right,
It's
see
a
you
good thing we're
guys.
not famous. People will be
Kiss
cutting stuff out.
kissing his Panzer, drives away.
Yeah,
Toodaloo.
dude. But yeah, it's tough timing in general, and I just it's one of those things. Like I think you're totally right. He's a victim of circumstance of following these videos down the or following rabbit holes of the internet, and then also I don't think he's all that smart. I think he's kind of a dumb person, and so he correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, but I think he's not the smartest person, and he gets into these holes, and it's like, well, this is the way it is, and it's like, well, hold on, there's other views, there's other this, there's other that, and there's not a way to expound on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that he just takes things what people say to he doesn't I don't know how to say it like he um doesn't take information and think about it and decide whether or not he thinks it's true or not. You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
if somebody speaks it confidently, that's true. And the internet is
Yep.
full of that. And I think
Yep.
has good intentions. I think he's a person
Yeah,
that has lots of good intentions that is just kind of falling victim to that. And
yeah,
there's so many people, even though that's a crazy take and he's on a platform, but like there's so many people that fall
yeah,
victim to that. Like my family, dude. Even my family, people who have or who now just have YouTube on their phone, like
yeah,
they
yeah,
we grew up in a time where we were at the beginning of the internet, like you and I.
mhm,
We know when things are BS and when they're not.
for
Like
sure,
it's
for
just
sure.
we've seen it. We've seen people getting trolled, all that stuff. We've
Yeah,
witnessed the
yeah,
whole thing, so it's easy for us to identify. But somebody who
yeah,
just now gets a smartphone, because everybody's got a smartphone now, and now has
yep,
easy access to the internet, it's so much
yep,
harder for people to decipher what is real information, what is not, what is.
yeah.
I mean, and they never question anything. So if somebody
Well,
says something, it
and
must be true, right? That's why would
yeah,
somebody lie? That's I understand why people would think that.
yeah.
But
But that comes back to intelligence of not going back and checking something. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I
yeah,
heard this view, like I understand this view and I think it's true. Well, let me also look into like the other side of it, or I'm trying to think of the other word, but just kind of making sure that you're fact checking yourself. Like, Mr. California Fires over here should check my, you know what I mean? Like, but everybody falls victim to it at some point or another. But that is like that's
yeah,
a,
and there probably are his own views that are hateful of
yeah,
gays. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Very.
yeah,
That's, like I think he has that hate for them.
yeah,
Um, but I think it's just because he thinks they all have bad intentions. Everyone's trying to groom your
yeah,
children. That's like a huge thing.
yep,
Like for a certain group of people that like, oh, these everyone's trying to groom our children. They're
yeah. No, no, no. And I don't think every gay person's gonna groom children or this and that. My mom, one of her good friends growing up, was gay, and he was, I mean, super supportive of her during my parents' divorce. Offered to even like marry her for a short time so she could have health insurance, and like, he was just a good person, and it's just like that's like 98%, and then you have like a small percentage of people, not just gay people in general, who are bad people. You know what I mean?
mm, yeah. I mean, there's
So
gonna be bad people in any gay, straight.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't think being gay makes you automatically a good person. But I don't think it automatically
No, no,
makes you a
no,
bad person. You know
no, no, no,
what I
no,
mean?
no, no. It's all judged by individual merit in the person themselves. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, I think ultimately, and I know everybody feels differently about this, but like it's just you're born wired wrong, right?
Yeah,
And there's, I mean, like that's if you're attracted to the opposites, they're just wired wrong, right? Because
yeah,
we should be wired in a way where we're trying to have more kids and our species continues to grow. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like I don't know.
Now, I do have a question. Do you think some of the stuff now is a little bit of a fad though with some of the younger generations because the attention is to you get attention off of being gay or attention off of being trans. Do you think some of that is attention seeking, at
Oh
least
yeah, I could
now?
I could see that for sure. Especially like people being, you know, so many people
Yeah,
being non-binary and stuff like that.
yeah,
It
yeah,
seems like there are too many people that are that. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
don't know. It doesn't.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing
To
is like
make you
when we were
unique,
kids,
yeah.
when we were kids, like we had like two gay people in our high school that at least were out,
Uh
and
huh.
there was like I don't know how many people we had. I mean, we had like 650 kids or something like that. I mean, we had a huge high school.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there was only maybe two or three that we knew that were out, and then there was a couple people later on, some stragglers that came out of the closet after high school, whatever. But it's just kind of like the pool of those people are so small, and now you're seeing it on a mass scale. It's like there's got to be like a copycat almost. It's like I'm going to get some attention this way, and it's like might not be the best way to get your attention. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
like, I don't want to, I don't want to speak out my ass here because I don't know 100%, but
yeah,
I feel um, like parents aren't necessarily maybe not pushing it, but they're not like
yeah,
they're too open when somebody's like, "Oh yeah, I think that I'm this." Like, "Oh really? Why do you think that?"
yeah,
And then
Yeah.
do you want us to call you that? Do you want us, you know what I mean? Like a little bit too
Yeah.
like accepting of when somebody says something like that. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I,
Well,
because
and
boys,
there was a stat I was reading about. Oh, good, good.
I always say like, like the kids, boys play with are gonna wear dresses. Like they don't know, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, but everybody.
Yeah.
I remember my dad being really hateful towards gays, and
Yeah.
like there were situations that happened. I think I said this on a podcast before, where like I punched a kid was punched me in the nuts on the school bus, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then eventually got up and went over to his and I punched him back, and then the school bus driver, um, Earl, he went and told my dad, and my dad was mad. He's like, oh yeah, these kids are grabbing each other's nuts, and my dad was really upset with me,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
was calling me.
I'm
He was
starting
like,
to laugh.
it's funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But he was he's like, I better not be raising a faggot, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is, right? But my
Yeah.
dad is already angry at me for it, and I'm
Yeah.
just a kid, dude. I didn't even know what
You didn't even
any
know
of
it,
that was until much later. So,
bro. And well, you know what's funny is I didn't. There's always that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like the first time that I remember, like seeing something where I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" Because it was gay. Is it was a huge deal in where I grew up that these two guys went to prom together, and I was like in seventh grade, and these guys were seniors in high school,
uh
and it was on the front page of the Flint Journal. Like it was a big freaking deal of them
huh.
dancing together. And my dad would just, and I like we both looked at. It, I go, what's going on? And he's like, that I have to explain this to my son now, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Uh huh.
And like that is like one of the first memories that I have of like having to be told like that somebody was gay. And I was like, you know, 11 or 12 or whatever it is when you're in seventh grade.
Yeah.
Probably a little younger. But either way, but it's just kind of like because it was so far removed from where, what we did, what we knew.
hmm Yeah.
Now it's kind of
And I
plastered everywhere.
and although I'm a very accepting person of obviously
Mhm.
of like trans and all that stuff,
Yeah.
um, I really don't like the idea of my kids even knowing about it really. And I know
Yeah.
that that's might be different than most people who are accepting. They think the kids should know and
Yeah.
what it is, but like I don't even want to have the discussion. I don't want
No.
those thoughts to drive any sort of like I just want you to be a kid and
Yep.
eventually you're going to learn about all that stuff, but like be a
Yeah.
kid right now and I don't even want them to like wonder, am I this? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually they'll
Yeah.
feel it, like oh I'll know, but like right
Yeah.
now kids have no idea. And it's
Well,
ridiculous to try to have them accept anything like that, right?
yeah. Well, and that was a stat I wanted to bring up a couple minutes ago is that 80% of kids who experience like a gender dysphoria type of thing grow out of it. Like it's just something like even my daughter, like, if we're playing outside doing something maybe that would be a little more towards like little boys or something, she'd be like, Dad, am I a boy? I'm like, no, you're a girl. It's okay to like doing this stuff and be a girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And she kind of just goes about her way. Like but if you get the wrong kind of parent, they're gonna be like, well, do you feel like a boy? Do you want to dress like a boy? And it's like, well, slow your roll. Like she's trying to figure out like, she sees mom and dad, we have different roles in the family, and well, because she likes some stuff that dad does and some stuff that mom does, like, where do I fit in? It's like, no, you're still the girl. Like
Yeah.
it's okay to like the stuff that dad likes too.
Yeah, bro. When
So,
you were a kid, did you want an easy bake oven?
dude, I had an easy bake oven.
I can't
I
believe you're
had
not
an easy,
gay.
dude. I can't bake worth a damn though.
That's something I always wanted was an easy bake oven, but I feel like they wouldn't give it to me because they thought it was a girl toy,
But see,
which is crazy.
I had easy bake oven and then I had the creepy crawler. So I was baking everything back in the day. I'm lucky I didn't cook crack. That's really what it comes down to.
I loved creepy crawlers. I loved it. I went
Yeah.
and bought. I have the original creepy crawler machine and
Do you really?
all the stuff. I got the plates. If you
That's
want to borrow it, you
fantastic.
can.
Dude, that would be awesome. I got to show
Yeah,
yeah. Well, where did you find them at? Do they still sell them or did you have to like go on Marketplace?
marketplace.
Okay. All right.
But
I'll find.
the one issue with it, and the reason why I haven't continued to use it, is I'm like, why isn't it a thing anymore? Like, why don't they
Yeah.
continue to make them? And it's because they found out that the chemical was toxic. they were using.
It figures. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's toxic by heating it and it goes in the air, or if it's toxic by
Oh,
touching
okay.
it. I'm not sure. I have to look
Okay.
that up. But I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be using this.
Yeah.
And
No. No. We already got our red dye win. We gotta. We don't need to have creepy crawlers.
yeah, I know we want to
Dude.
like. So
But
I've been really about like I don't know. I'm like microplastics and stuff like that.
dude, I
Apparently,
heard this crazy stat. Oh
oh,
no, go ahead, because it might be the same thing we're about to talk about.
every year you eat a credit card's worth of
Yeah.
microplastic.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts? That's so crazy.
That is
That's
crazy,
so
dude.
crazy. Yeah. That's
Um, and
well, you know what? When I read that, I immediately thought about pooping out a credit card. I don't know why that's where my brain went, but I was like, oh, that would hurt so bad. Like it like reforms in the body and comes out as a credit card.
yeah, ching,
Now, how much credit do you get off a pooped out card, though? That's the question. Do you get unlimited credit?
a shit
I
credit.
would think so. Shit,
Yeah.
shit credit is what it is. Oh man, that's
Another
funny.
stat is like at any point all guys have plastic in their balls. That's crazy.
That's crazy. We get. Is there a way to X-ray? I mean, there's probably no way to take it out.
I don't think so.
Why is
But
it in the
people
balls?
I don't
Is
know.
that where
Just
there's a balls?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why it gets caught there. But it's really
Oh,
interesting, isn't it?
it makes me
But
hurt.
but obviously, with all this stuff going on, people are still living to the highest we've ever lived, modern
Oh
medicine and
yeah.
all that.
Yep.
But I don't know, it just sketches me out, and like uh, I won't drink out of like I try not to drink out of plastic very much anymore because I just
Yeah.
want to try to stop that. And
Yep.
also another thing is like pans, like Teflon pans where they start the
Hmm.
black starts to scrape. Apparently
Yep.
that releases tons of nanoparticles of really bad shit. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to transition off of that stuff, not use that anymore. Use stainless steel,
Yep.
use cast iron.
Yep. That's what we've been doing. Yeah,
But
dude.
did you know?
We.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good. No, no, no. Tell
Did
me.
you
You got
know?
hit with it.
I didn't know this. I was always told you can't wash a cast iron pan with soap.
I thought you could.
You can.
That's what I thought. Because I always do.
I was told for years that you can't wash them with soap because you remove
Flavor
the
or whatever
the
it might
fla-
be.
yeah,
Yeah.
the what is
Yeah.
it, the seasoning.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no. Wash them up. That's what I do.
I laugh because like when my mom came over here and she cleans, we pay her to clean. She washed
Yeah.
my cast iron pan, and I was like, "Mom, you like how long you been on this planet? You washed a cast iron pan?" She's like, "I didn't know. I've never had one."
How
And then
dare you?
uh, and then it was last week she cleaned, and she's like,
Uh-huh.
and she cleaned the cast iron pan by hand with water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I found out by the way that's a myth. You can wash them with soap. And she's like,
She's like, give me something here, kid. One way or another.
yeah,
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, dude. I've been washing my. I'm not allowed to say this anymore, but I was going to say I've been washing my cast iron pan since Nam. I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
oh you're not?
No, no, my brother-in-law is dating a Vietnamese girl, so I have to
Oh
watch my
that's right.
language. Yeah, very sweet girl.
Huh?
I'm like I don't want to tell him or influence him because he's not the type of person that ever really brings anybody around the family.
Uh
So
huh.
this is a huge step. And so I don't want to be like the brother, like, hey, you should marry her or anything. But I tell him, I'm like, he really should marry her. Just do it now and lock it down because, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I don't want to be that forceful brother-in-law.
You're like, do it.
Do it now. Um, so do you, I have a word of the week. Do you have a word of the week?
Did you use your word of the week last week?
I tried and I couldn't get it to come out smoothly. And then I threw it out at my mom and she was like, what are you talking? Like, she just looked like I was
She's
stupid.
like,
I was
are
like,
you
all right,
gay?
anyway, mom. So did you get to use yours?
Yes, I did.
Oh, how'd you slide that in?
Oh, I just said. I told Jen we were talking, and I was like, "This conversation has been convivial,"
And what,
and she's
and what
just
did you
like,
say to you?
she's just like, cause I think she could tell that I was trying to use it, because I looked at her, I'm like, "This conversation has been convivial. Did I use that in the right context?" And she's like,
Please tell
"Yeah."
me I did this right.
She's like, "Yeah, that was used right."
Yeah, that's hilarious. So yeah, no, I did. I tried to squeeze it in. I couldn't find it. Like I did kind of the same thing when my mom. I don't think my mom knew what it meant, so she was kind of like, anyway, like kind of moved on with the
Anyway.
conversation.
All
But I do have a new one. I do have a
right.
new one because I've heard this one a bunch. So the word of the week this week is rapacious.
Rapacious.
Yeah, let me make sure I got it right. Rapacious. Rapacious. All right, it is rapacious. It is having or showing a strong or excessive desire to acquire wealth or possess things or being greedy. So,
Hmm.
or I guess
Rapacious.
the second one is living by killing prey, especially in large numbers. The third one is taking things by force or plundering. So rapacious.
Two is so different than one and three.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, huh.
The
So yeah,
killing of
rapacious.
the Holocaust of animals,
The
rapacious.
Holocaust of animals, rapacious. Well, that's what I'm hoping to have next deer season, man. I'm just getting them bigger and bigger. Uh,
You have
so
very
rapacious,
rapacious desires for hunting season.
dude. You telling me? I have rapacious desires to make money too. With our real, dude. I'm gonna meet your boy for real that realtor thing this Friday.
This Friday? You going to his
Yep.
office? You guys going to lunch?
I don't know. I gotta figure that out. I gotta get through my sales meeting the next couple days. So
Okay. I started my
do that.
course.
Did you?
40 hour
How's it
course.
going?
It's going good. I like it does things like in 3-minute videos and then you get a
Okay.
test. That's like
Oh,
easy for me
nice.
to because if I got to watch like an hour or something and then do a test,
Yeah.
but it's just like a one or two question test from the video and then at the end
Okay.
of the segment, which could be like so far two, I've done two, it's only been 13-minute segments.
Yeah.
You get a like a 14 question, 15 question test quiz at the end.
Okay.
And you
How you
can
been
retake
scoring
them
on
a bunch
those?
of times, but
Okay. I'll have to. If I can get in on that, I'll have to make sure I take notes and stuff because I've heard that the real estate test is hard, but not like most people. It takes them one or two tries to get it.
oh yeah, you know I realized just the questions they ask me.
Yeah.
They'll give you answers that are both correct, but
Okay.
one is just like kind of more correct. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And that has thrown me off, but I think it's helped me prepare for the exam. That's going to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd imagine so. Man, I figured we were done with tests since when we left school.
I don't know
I
what
hate
I.
tests.
It's kind of weird. Like as I got older, I wanted to go
Hmm.
to school more. Like I did not go to school as
Yeah.
a kid, but like now as I'm older, I love history.
Oh,
I
I
want to
know.
learn. You know what I mean?
Bro, you gotta see Apple TV. You've got to watch Masters of the Air if you want to learn about history, bro. It goes over the bomber pilots of World War II. It's so good, and like the people in this, it's the real people that they're depicting.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, it's dramatized, obviously for Hollywood, but yeah, it's
What's
a
it called
real
again?
thing. Masters of the Air,
Masters of the Air. Okay.
fantastic. I just finished it. It took me like 8 months to finish it, but I finished it. It's one of
Nice.
those ones I've been watching on my own.
Jen just read this whole book on like U-boats. And we were talking about them.
Oh, dude.
It was
You know another like the Germans. Oh yeah, like the German subs, right?
yep.
Bro, they used to wreak havoc back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just crazy how they lived in them and I don't know.
Yeah,
Like what
that
I like looking at designs. I love looking at designs of like old battleships like
yeah
like in the 1400s where the wind sails and the
yeah
like just how they made them and stuff and
yep.
the things they had to deal with like the rats on the ship and
Oh, dude,
how
scurvy and what else?
the chef oftentimes would sleep in the kitchen to defend the food. You know what I mean? Because people would go
From
down
the
there and try to
rats.
eat more food
Oh, from the
for the
that's
people.
funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny,
yeah.
dude. You know another movie? It's obviously more dramatized for Hollywood. I believe it's called like it's like the League of Extraordinarily Violent Men or something like
We
that.
just
It's on
watched that.
Amazon. Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah, Jen. Because it's based on a true right.
Yeah, yep.
Jen
It's
just
based
got a
on like
book. I'm looking at the book right now about it, more about it, because we watched it
oh,
together
okay.
and she thought it was really interesting.
Well, when she gives you the summary of the book, give me the summary of the book so I know.
Okay, yeah. I do like her to read books and give me the summary of them.
Yeah, that's I need that. I just need to start reading more, but I'll get there one thing at a time. Hey, so do you have a debate?
No, no, I don't. I think
Okay, I got a
actually
debate.
this
Oh,
extraordinary
good.
men,
Yeah.
oh my god, I said car men. Actually, I think this is the wrong. This is the wrong. There's a different show on. You know what? The book she has isn't about a League of Extraordinary Men. I've never seen this show. I'll have to watch it. It's a
Oh, the
diff.
Leave Extraordinary Men. That's about the divers, I think, right? And then there's the gosh, what is it? Like the unorthodox. I don't know. It's basically they pull this guy out of prison. So, but you've seen the movie though, right? They pull him out of like military jail, and then he goes to
Never seen it.
capture the. Oh, bro.
So let me tell you the one that I was thinking you were talking about.
Okay.
It's called the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's got Henry Cavill in it.
Warfare, right? Yes,
Yeah.
that movie is what I'm talking about. Yep,
Oh,
fantastic movie.
yep. So
Yep,
that's the one I was talking about.
dude, that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I
Yeah,
loved it.
fun to
That's
watch.
what that book is
Well,
about, and I want her to read it and give me a
okay.
summary.
Yeah, yeah.
See if it's the
Dude,
exact same.
my wife is in love with that the giant guy in there. He plays Jack Reacher. I think he's like
Yeah,
Alan Richter or something like that.
bro.
Yeah.
That show came on, and he's such a good-looking guy. The show was kind of cringy to me. He's kind of a cringy
Oh
actor,
yeah. Yeah.
but I was kind of feeling like a little jealous. Like I don't even want this show on right now. I don't want you viewing this specimen
I know. I
in
know.
front of me.
Dude, it's dude, it makes you want to get on a little sauce. It's like I could
It
be that big.
100%. It
Dude,
does.
so this is from my dad moment, but we I ended up playing pickleball with my daughter. I'll go into that a little later. But they had this it's men's wellness, but there's a place in Brighton that does peptide therapy, and I'm like,
Yeah, that game day place.
yeah.
Uh
I don't know. Maybe we go check it out. Maybe we go check it out.
huh. Maybe,
Get some
maybe.
peptides.
Honestly, they say getting on some test is like the closest. Is the most. Sorry, you want to cut
Oh,
this out and we start over?
no, we're good.
Oh, I thought you were gonna cut it because your daughter. Oh,
No,
what's the same? Like the closest thing to the fountain of youth that we have is getting on testosterone,
yeah, yep.
replacing
That's
your
that.
testosterone that you lose through aging.
Yep. And as long, but and that's the thing is like, when do you switch over to do that? Because you want to make sure you don't switch too soon, and keep your natural stuff because once you go on that stuff, you can't get it back. That's at
You
least that's
can't.
what I heard.
I've heard conflicting things about that. I would like to talk to an
Okay.
expert on it
Yeah. Well, because
because
I've
like
also heard that like heavy lifting and stuff can bring it back and eating right. And so I don't know. It's you'd have to talk to somebody who really knows endocrinology.
yeah, and you have your testosterone, but you also have your free floating testosterone, which is
Yeah.
like there's some sort of math equation by taking what test you have versus that and
Yeah.
different things
Yep.
with it. And then
Let's just get jacked.
let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm fine with that. I'll take a couple needles to the butt. Let's do this.
They got to be in the butt.
I think that's the only way to go in.
Hmm.
Oh,
Right, my right.
yeah.
I just
All
Hulk
right.
out
Yeah.
instantly.
Just you imagine, dude, you would be so huge. So huge.
Me, if I did it,
Yeah.
you want to know why I would be?
What?
Because the biggest capper to
Mhm.
muscle mass is actually bone
Bone density.
density.
Yeah.
Mhm. And my bone density is I don't
All right.
know, but
We
it's
man, we don't need to hear about you brag about your bone
I know.
density
Bro,
again.
I love to talk about it, dude. I love it. It's got to be a
Oh,
world
it's about his
record,
bone
bro.
density.
I love it.
I got the bone density of a 12-year-old girl. I can't put on muscle worth a damn.
You're probably capped, bro. You
uh,
probably don't need. You're pretty big
I,
already.
dude, I can't get it. I can get about 190, and it really starts to. It's tough.
Uh huh.
It's tough.
It's
But
a real thing that it's easier to get back what you had. You know what I mean? So if you lose it,
yeah,
but like gaining new is tougher. And I think
yeah,
there's like a component of it of like stretching out your fascia because your
yeah,
fascia is essentially just like a shrink wrap around everything.
yeah,
And I think part of it too is like you have to stretch it out. Kind of like when your muscles fill with blood after
yeah.
like a pump, it kind of helps stretch that out a little bit, and then you know what I
Keep
mean,
stretching, I guess.
allows room for growth.
I'm getting, dude. My workouts have been getting good. I'm starting to be able to push more weight. Not the weight that I used to, but I'm getting back there really quickly.
Are you guys working on a
So
Hamburg Fitness?
No, we're doing it at the house right now because Andrea
Oh,
wants to get back to her at least pre-baby weight before she goes back to the gym. There's there's a whole clique of moms there, so she wants to make
oh
sure
my
she goes back.
God. All right.
So, but
Amazing.
hey, so I do have a debate, and it's a debate that I think could spark some family issues if not done right. Taco shells. Are we soft or are we hard?
We are hard.
Oh, this might be the first one we disagree on.
And
Soft shell
don't
tacos all the way.
and we have switched to taco boats. I don't know if you remember those in school. We used to get those.
Yeah, they're like that.
It's like a little boat, and I
Yeah,
love them, dude. I have
yeah.
my four taco boats, and I'll start one, and I'll hold it over the plate, and all the stuff falls on the
On
other
to the
ones,
next one.
and the boats just get me bigger, dude.
That final boat's a
That final
massive
boat
boat.
is like,
I can't even get it down. Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
they're amazing. You know, a
I
thing
uh
that
I,
really threw me off is
yeah,
Jen, because I don't know, because you probably don't eat hard taco shells very often, but
no.
you have to actually bake them or heat them up to remove some of the moisture to make them crunchier. That's what makes them
Oh, really?
crunchy. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
If you don't do that, they taste like I think they taste weird. Um,
Yeah,
Jen, like I cooked them for her,
yeah.
and she normally eats them right out of the package. She like didn't even notice the difference. I'm like, what? It's so different. They're so
Really?
crumbly and good when you after you bake them.
Were you rethinking your partnership with her at that point?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Add that to my
I don't
list
know.
of things that I'll ask on a first date.
Yeah.
How do you eat your tacos?
Yeah, it's an important thing. I mean, we're finding a lot about our girls because I'm still impacted by the whole toaster strudel thing. I think about it now quite often.
I think about it every day.
You're like, how could somebody be so selfish?
I know.
Oh man. Um,
I want to
so
study her for science just to see her personality. You know what I mean?
is this
Somebody
like a
who
some
double packed on a toaster strudel with like
is it
so many people in the house is crazy to me.
what's the correlation of them and serial killers basically? Like
Yeah, there's got
there's
to be
got to be
something
some
close. What if they later found out that all
steel
selfish
toaster.
with breakfast?
Probably. I mean, I can. Who knows? I'd imagine so. Um, so do you have a dad moment this week?
uh, dad moment. Man, not really, dude. Today, like the whole week, has just been like just taking care of sick kids, and it's just been
Yeah,
difficult. I don't know.
extreme level of
I'm
dadding.
I even last night, dude. I'm running on like zero sleep because taking care of a baby who just keeps waking up and is sick, and I don't know. We didn't do a lot of fun things. We didn't nothing really that I can recall.
Well, that's your dad moment, sitting in the cut, man. That sometimes you just have to do it.
I'm in the trenches, bro.
Just fighting off disease, just slapping it back and forth, man.
Yeah, there's no fighting,
Dude,
dude. If you're in the house with kids, you're you're getting it right.
oh, dude, it's inevitable. And if you don't get it, there's the fear then for the next week of when is it gonna happen? Like it's gonna happen. Like why hasn't my body responded yet?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hate that. I hate the waiting. Just get it
Nope.
over with.
You gotta eat zinc, bro. Zinc is the only thing
Oh,
proven to lessen a cold.
yeah, I know. I need to start taking my vitamins again. I gotta get better about that.
I I was trying to get we're because Eva will not fall asleep until like 11. She'll go to bed at
Yeah,
like 7:30, and she won't like lay down and fall asleep till like 11. It's crazy. But
that's my daughter takes forever.
we got like these melatonin candies. It's just like
Are you sponsored by them? That you pulled that out of nowhere really fast,
well, it's on
and we're eating these.
the she hasn't. It just says helps promote your kid to fall asleep naturally, drug free, non
Okay,
habit forming. It says, but
okay,
we tried to get her to take one and she won't. And I ate one last night, which is only half a dose. There's two of them's a dose,
yeah.
and dude, I could not stay awake. I'm like, "Ah, come on, come on, come on. I was like standing
Like
up.
how's she doing this?
I know. I couldn't believe that something that's natural, which is melatonin and chamomile and stuff like that, would
Dude,
put me to make me so sleepy, but
that's
it's super
hilarious.
effective.
My nephew, when he was younger, my sister-in-law would give him melatonins because he was always so wired. Like even he'd play all day and still would not want to go to sleep. So she'd give him melatonin. Well, after a while, she's like, these melatonins aren't working, and she like couldn't figure out why. And so we were over at their house watching a UFC event, and I had to move the plant to like make extra room to like move the couch. He had been spitting him in the dirt of the plant. There was like 10 of them. He knew what was going on, so
No wonder that plant was so quiet. He's been
yeah, yeah, it's drooping.
sleepy plant.
So So my dad moment this week is I had a day with my daughter, my oldest daughter, and I went to take her to Sky Zone and it was closed. And I was like, oh crap. Like I
Oh,
had this plan and it failed. Well, right next to Sky Zone in Brighton is there's a pickleball club. And the whole thing is pickleball courts. And she's like, I want to play pickleball. All right, let's go play pickleball. Lady was super nice there. She gave us a court for an hour for free because it was their downtime between leagues. She goes, just try it out. We have kids leagues. And, it's obvious. Try it out, see if your kid likes it, and then come back and do a kids league.
yeah.
But she was super nice the whole time we were there. Super nice facility. I even got a free coffee out of it because they have like a little beer bar with that you put these little you pay for the wristband and then you tap it. You can get beer. Well,
Uh-huh.
it's like 10 in the morning. I'm not gonna go drink beer. So but they had nitro brew on tap, and she's like, "Well, no, nobody seems to drink that, so I'll just give you. You can just have that." I was like, "Got a free coffee."
You're like, how's
We
this
played
place
for
staying
an hour.
open?
Yeah, I was like, "This is great." Oh, hey, dude, I'm gonna lose my computer. I don't have my charger with me, so we might have to do a quick sign off here. Shoot, damn it. But anyway, pickleball was great. Definitely go check it out. I think I'm gonna get my daughter and like have her try like a Saturday class. It's like an hour
Oh,
long. It's
that's
twenty
cool.
five bucks.
I want to
Yeah,
try
dude.
pickleball.
Bro, if we could get a few guys together, we could have a scrappy league. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some drinks.
Yeah, hell yeah. Have like a beer and just I after a while I'd have to be like making the tennis noises. Make
You would
everybody
be
really
that guy.
uncomfortable. Why are his shorts so short? He makes those weird noises.
He's the Serena Williams of pickleball.
Hell yeah. I wish I had an ass like Serena Williams, man. Be able to fit into more jeans.
Well, we got
Oh,
to get on the sauce, bro.
let's do it.
Two
Let's
more
do it.
glute raises.
Heck yeah, squeezing, squeezing.
Inject that
All right.
testosterone right in your butt.
You got anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Thank you guys for listening. Guys, gals, whoever listens, thank you. Check us out on Instagram, Threads, X, and the podcast, and all the clips are on Rumble, YouTube, and Spotify. Give us a check at the Really Dad Podcast.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. Take it over. All right, brother. See you later.